I want to talk about so much with you. We'll get to the coronavirus too, but I figured let's just start with the debates and the campaigns and what's happening. I mean, South Carolina.
South Carolina was this weekend.
It was a big win for Joe Biden.
Yes. So he won with like 50% of the vote, which is a big deal in any of these primaries. But when there's still a gazillion people running, having that much of the vote was like a real landslide for him. And so he has been running for president for like 33 years.
Yes, that's right.
He's run a bunch of different times. This is actually the first time he's ever won a state. Wow. So it's got to be sort of a tender moment for Joe Biden. But in this campaign, it is a turning point. And so now you've seen, since he won, Pete Buttigieg has dropped out. Amy Klobuchar has dropped out. They're both endorsing him as of tonight. It puts a lot of pressure on Mike Bloomberg in terms of what's going to happen with him with Super Tuesday tomorrow. I mean, it's like all systems go. Everything's in motion after.
Is this
after
the
South
most
Carolina.
wildest thing you've ever seen, or no?
Yeah.
I mean, it is. Now, do you like that, or is it too much work for you?
No, it's exciting. I mean, because the Trump presidency is what it is.
Yep.
This is probably the most important Democratic presidential primary since you and I have been alive.
Yep.
And for it to be totally unpredictable and chaotic and always in constant motion, and to have a cast of thousands, including some people who aren't playing in some of the contests but are nevertheless spending $500 million. I mean, it's insane, but it probably ought to be insane. It probably ought to be this kinetic because it's so important. But I mean, anybody who tells you they know what's going to happen tomorrow for Super Tuesday is either lying or trying to sell you something.
Yeah.
It is very unpredictable at this point.
It is, because what we've heard is that Bernie Sanders is going to be kind of a lock for tomorrow.
Well, there's 14 different states. And so Bernie has definitely done better than anybody else in the contest thus far.
Yeah.
That said, he did very well in the first three contests, which were comparatively small. Biden's actually obtained more votes just with his big win in South Carolina than Bernie had in any of his in the first three states combined. So, I mean, depending on which way you're looking at it, I mean, you can make a case for any potential outcome at this point. But it's about a third of the delegates at stake. Wow. And you need to pile up a certain number of delegates in order to win the nomination. And so there's no bigger day in the primary than tomorrow. And so, in a lot of places where people are going to be going to vote, there's going to be all these people who are listed on the ballot who are no longer in the race. Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, Tom Steyer, Pete Buttigieg, Amy Klobuchar, all these people who have dropped out. Yeah. The remaining candidates are fighting it out among them, and nobody knows if anybody's going to put together enough delegates to actually win the thing before the convention happens this summer.
Wait, what?
I know.
So we might not know who the nominee is?
Right. Right now, it is more likely than not that we will go to the convention with nobody having a majority of delegates. And what happens there is that means that they decide at the convention, which is going to be totally bananas.
Wow, that really is bananas. But and have people sent in early votes?
Yes, so millions of them.
So they voted for people that are out?
Yes. By the millions.
Can they re-vote?
In some cases you can. In some cases you can get your ballot back if the person you voted for is now no longer in the race.
Wow.
But don't get me started. It's all these different jurisdictions and everybody's got their own rules.
Yeah.
So it's wild. I mean, and I think you see in both parties when they have really wild primaries, people think, oh, they'll never get back together. They're only helping the other side. They're just tearing each other down. It always feels that way, but it's a normal part of the process.
Yeah.
They're supposed to fight it out. This is the way they're supposed to work. The thing you want is for them all to pledge to work together at the end for the same goal. And there's no reason to think that won't happen.
What do you think about Warren or Bloomberg for this?
Bloomberg is running a weird campaign. I mean, $500 million, and he's not been on the ballot yet. So
this is the first time he's on the ballot.
Tomorrow will be the first time he's on the ballot. Yeah. And he's pledging that if he's not the nominee, he'll get out of the race, but his money will stay in. So his money will continue to run for president, but he will not. He literally said he's going to keep open his campaign offices and everything all the way until November, even if he has dropped out of the race. Which is crazy. Want to know what's crazier?
Yeah.
Bernie says, I don't want your money. Bernie says, if I'm the nominee, I won't take your help. So
what is going on? This is the most bizarre thing in the entire world.
Yes, it is. This is why I have the best job in the world. My job is literally to try to figure it out and explain it.
Yeah.
It's like Sisyphus. Yeah, it's not working, but it's It's fun.
That is bizarre.
It's bizarre, and it's super important, and it's totally unpredictable.
On and on and on. I said, and it's on and on and on.